The gentleman you see right here is Rashad. I can't remember, but he was falsely accused of molestation, and he's currently in prison. But I used to watch him on TikTok 2 years ago, like crazy, and two years ago, and he speaks a lot of truth. There's going to be a guy after this video before he comes back because he's using the video of a white guy that explained the Jim Crow. And what they're about to tell you is how these weird words have you stumped. So pay attention.
When you go to the hospital, all right, and you have your baby at the hospital, you basically telling this company, America, that you are not able to take care of your baby. You don't possess the medical needs to bring it into this world, and you need help. So they let you have a baby in the hospital, but you have to sign the baby over to the corporation. That's what a birth certificate is. So when your mama signed off on the birth certificate, when your dad signs off on the birth certificate, they signed you over to the company.
Now, he's talking about Cestui, Cestui, Quue, Vie. Research that. That is Latin. That's what he's talking about. The Cestui Que Vie Act. It's a Papal Bull. Vatican. Let's proceed.
This is why they are called parents, because they are paying rent. Parent. They are paying rent to the government, all right? To babysit you, but you belong to the company. That's why if somebody was to come and harm you, it's not going to say motherfucking the United. It's not going to say, okay, say somebody come harm you and they last name Jones. It's not going to say Jones versus, say your last name Smith. It's not going to say Jones versus Smith, nigga. It's going to say Jones versus the United States, nigga. Because you harmed the property of this country. That's why they charge you and send you to jail. It's called a charge because they are literally charging you, and you paying them with either money or time. But time and money is the same shit. This is why everybody in jail has a number. This is why everybody in jail get, like, every day they sit in jail, that jail makes money. This is why they got penitentiaries and stocks and bonds, nigga. So a lot of people are asking exactly what is it that I saw? What truth did I see that maybe changed my perspective on our criminal justice system? And this is how it goes. So a person of color in the United States during the Jim Crow era faced disenfranchisement, second-class citizenship, barriers to voting, barriers to education, barriers to employment, and barriers to housing. Then in the United States, we passed the 1964 Civil Rights Act, the 1965 Voting Rights Act, that said that we can no longer do this, discriminate based on skin color. 21. What is the only label that we can legally discriminate against, that we can legally disenfranchise, relegate to second-class citizenship, have barriers to voting, barriers to education, barriers to employment, barriers to housing? If you guessed right, in 2021, convicted felons are the only people we are allowed to legally disenfranchise. Now, do you believe it's a coincidence that 1 in 3 African-American males now carry this label of convicted felon as opposed to 1 in 17 white males that carry this label of convicted felon to legally be disenfranchised? If you answered yes to that question, let's look at what's happened between the Jim Crow era and 2021. We've had a 700% increase in our United States prison. 300,000 inmates in 1970 to 1.8 million today, and as high as 2.3 million. So in spite of crime rate dropping, our prison population skyrocketed, and it was because we had the law and order agenda. And the law and order agenda increased police spending but decreased our education funding. And by doing so, we created the school-to-prison pipeline. We also created the war on drugs, which we now know is a war on people. In 1986, we passed the Anti-Drug Abuse Act, which differentiated between powder cocaine and hard cocaine, which we now know disproportionately impacted people of color. We also had the 94 crime bill with the Truth in Sentencing Act, which led to higher incarceration rates and harsher sentences for people of color. And once I saw all this, my perspective changed, because I know that Jim Crow era never ended. Racism never ended. It just evolved into what we now have is the new Jim Crow, modern day. You still think you a citizen though? You every time somebody black get killed by the police, move like, why are they doing this to us? What are you talking about? That's what they supposed to do. Do you understand who the police is? The police job is to protect and serve the country's interests. Who the threat to the interests? We are. We the motherfuckers enslaved. So why do you think you only see the police patrolling our communities? They making sure your ass stay enslaved. They the COs, just in the free world, nigga. That's who locked you up, ain't that? Ain't that who makes sure, who enforced the law? See, when you understand who the police really is, you'll feel like I feel toward their ass, nigga. They're not there to help us, to help the community. That's why you got so few little good police officers that really want to help the community. Hey, remember.
Now you understand why. You just got to research, and you'll find out that you think you live in a free country. No, you're a slave in a free country. The rich only do the freedom. I mean, it's the oldest trick in the world. There's nothing new underneath the sun. Hope you guys learned a little bit.